Hey there, my friends, it's Dave Wood. I'm talking to you from my home in Escazú, Costa Rica. This is my swimming pool and the city of Escazú. Actually, that over there is Heredia, and this is Escazú right here, and then San Jose Central is over there. All this is part of the San Jose province, but I'm here. And today, I'm gonna teach you how to blog a little bit better. More so, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you 10 steps. I might as well call these the commandments of blogging. Not really, because there's a lot of things to blogging, but if you think about things in terms of big chunks and principles, you're gonna be a lot better at doing things. And I like to give people principles and ways of thinking because the modalities and the techniques are going to change and fluctuate with the search engines, with social media, with the changes that are going on in the marketplace, but the principles have not changed since like blogging has been around. And before that, it was people writing books and articles in magazines, which actually is still a promotional tool, but blogging is like that, but on the internet, if that makes sense. So today we're going to teach you how to build your brand. And the cool thing about blogging is if you do it right, you generate like a windfall of traffic that just doesn't stop. It just continues to go. Now, I also have a bonus prepared for you with some additional steps and some additional principles to help you blog a little bit better, along with a downloadable PDF. And so I encourage you to watch this video and claim that bonus on the next page. Now, here's the thing that you want in order to even blog in the first place. You got to understand that what you're really doing is you're establishing yourself as authority at the same time as you're becoming an authority or more of an authority in your niche, at the same time as you're giving value to the marketplace, at the same time as you're marketing and getting people to do things. And so you want to focus your blogging in the direction of your business, which is not actually in what you want, it's in what your customers want. It's what in your market, it's what your market wants. In other words, if you go into a market and you try to sell them something they don't want, it doesn't actually work that well. And the same thing's true with blogging. If you go on and you blog about how much you love kittens, and I love cats too, I've got lots of cats outside, but the reality is if you're not in the cat market or not in the cat food market, that might not make much sense unless you're doing an occasional blog post about your cat, mixing in some personality to the value that you're giving. Then it might make sense. But the reality is you want to keep a focused message. And so that's actually step number one, is you want to have a consistent message that gives value to your actual market, right? And so for example, I started my business in the network marketing market. And so I was targeting people that were in other network marketing companies, that were looking for a network marketing company, that were looking for a home business, that were already in a home business, that were looking for ways of doing it better. And so in order to target that group, I had to look at that group and say, what does this group actually want? And keep my message tailored to that group, because that group, what do they want? They want freedom. They want to stop doing cold calls. They want to stop doing three-way calls. They want to stop doing home meetings, or they want those things to work, or they just want something to work. They want more leads. They want more sales. They want a way to sell that actually works. They want to actually have a life that's free. And so all the things that I created, because I'd been in that market a long time, were to answer those questions and help those people with those problems. And then later, I expanded my market into the greater realm of internet marketing. And now I'm kind of in a larger group of people as well, in the life coaching business and also in just the whole education and transformation industry. And there's a lot of things we're doing in the future. My point is, though, with your messaging, it's got to do a specific thing and give a specific group of people value all the time in order to establish rapport and also to establish yourself as authority. Now, if you aren't going to be consistent, there's no point in blogging. And so that's actually the sad truth about blogging, is if you're not consistent, it's not going to work. Now, that's number one. Now, number two, it's not just consistency in the message that you have and in the market you're going after. It's also consistency in promoting the content that you're promoting. In other words, right, you can't just go out there haphazardly promoting content and expect to build a big presence branding. You got to think about your blog like you're building your own media company around you incorporated, right? And if you go out there and you write a post once a week, then it's once a week, and write that post once a week and release it on a Friday at the same time and send an email out to your list so you demonstrate that you're consistent. And after a period of a year, after 2 years, your list becomes, they start developing an expectation for that content, and they start desiring it. And if something happens and you don't do it, it's like they're like, where is it? Where is it, right? And so when I created the Daily Shortcut, for example, we started this, and the reason I started it was because I wanted a modality to take consistent content and move it across the internet. I'm going to talk about that in this post and also talk about it in future posts. But I created it and I said, this is going to be the schedule, and we have not missed a day since I created it. A few times in the beginning we were late, and then we figured out how to not be late. Now we're in advance all the time on our content, right? And so this has been going on for a long time, and we'll get to episode 10,000 and episode 50,000, maybe even after I'm dead. And so this is going to go on for a long, long, long time. So that's step number two, is you got to have a consistent schedule regardless of what that is. And that doesn't mean you're like me. It doesn't mean you're going to create content 5 days a week, because we got a team working. I got Jose with the cameras there. I've got my security guard Omar with that other camera there. And there's other group of people that are taking things and move it into bonuses and move it into social media and move it into paid ads. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot more that's going to go on. My point is, whatever your schedule is, you've got to be consistent. Number three, you got to promote your content, but don't spam. And you got to do it in a smart way. And what do I mean by that? You want to promote your content to the group of people that want to read it, that want to see it in a way that they like to read it and see it or watch it, right? and in the things that they use online in order to look at information in a way that they're actually going to receive, in a way that will both engage your current audience and expand your audience into more people that are within your market. Because really what you want to do, whether it's this year, over a course of 6 months, over a course of 5 years, you want to establish yourself as a trusted authority, as somebody who knows how to do things in your niche that are unique to you, because as you go along and as you learn things and blog every day, you're going to develop a unique kind of knowledge that actually people can't pay anybody else for, because it's your unique knowledge. The brain is built to be unique, and somebody else can't have your specific knowledge. Your knowledge is gained through a combination of what you learn, which anybody can do, but also your experience, which is unique to you. And so your knowledge is actually going to be unique, and you're going to be a unique expert. This will never go away, because majority society is not consistent. Because they're not consistent, they don't ever build themselves into a brand because of that. The only thing that's never going to get saturated ever in the whole world, no matter how many people do it, is you. But the fact is, not a lot of people do it. So number 4, you want to go out there and you want to promote your content, like I said in the previous step, in a smart way that generates traffic from your target market. And the next part is to maximize the conversions from the traffic to lead, from lead to sale. And there's also other forms of conversions. We could talk about the cost per acquiring pixels, which is a metric that a lot of marketers are using now. We could talk about lead traffic to lead conversion, then different parts of your blog. But the reality is that you just want to maximize your traffic, and maximize, here's what I like to say, you want to maximize your data. Right? And your data, what does it represent? Your data actually represents decisions and actions and visitors that are actually human beings with desires. And so when I say maximize that, what I mean is you want to maximize the way that you're serving that audience and serving those people, because a pixel is not just a click. A pixel is a human being clicking on the other end, that has dreams, that has hopes, that has desires. And you want to serve them in the best way, and to serve them in the best way, you've got to get better at marketing. You've got to learn these things because they're important. Now, number 5, maximizing conversions. We're going to do a million episodes on it, and we'll teach you some cool strategies. I'll teach you some today as well. You want to learn to utilize your traffic as well. All right, this is something that I've learned more and more and more over the years. In the beginning, I utilized my traffic the best I could with the resources I had available, which was just my time, my energy, my creativity, and the things I could learn and the things I could do, because I was broke, right? Then later I got more resources, I expanded it, and then I started learning how to utilize my traffic in different ways and utilize my energy and my content in different ways. So for example, if you're on this site right now, there's different things that we do with the traffic. When you put your email in to claim your bonuses, obviously we're going to email you these episodes 5 days a week, and that's a part of our engagement strategy, because we want to give you value regardless of what you do and make sure your life gets better every single day. When you put your email in and when you claim your bonuses, you're actually going to get this valuable show for free every single day in your email box 5 days a week. Now we do that, why? We do that to build community, to build traffic, to build trust, to give you good strategies, right? But also when you're on this page, there's retargeting pixels on the page. We take those pixels, and when you put your email in, we'll actually display more content and more value to you on social media, on Facebook, across the internet. That's expanding as well. There's also other things that we do when you opt in order to give you a personalized experience to help you get what you want individually, right? And so a lot of people, they generate traffic and they're just thinking in terms of leads they can get right then. And so I'm going to slam traffic at this capture page and get a bunch of leads. What about all the traffic that doesn't opt in? What about the traffic with the technology that you have available, or the opt-ins what about the opt-ins, the leads that you're getting that don't actually ever open an email, or what if they put in a fake email, right? How do you actually reach out to people and utilize the resources that you've got in a way that actually speaks to your audience? Because people actually receive information in different ways, right? And one of the things I've learned about myself, for example, is that in order to bring in a larger female audience around myself, because I'm a guy and I dress like this, and because I live in Costa Rica and it's hot, right? I've got to bring in female leaders and show the women in the community that are doing powerful things, because that attracts other women, right? So if you want to speak to a bigger audience, you got to figure out how to tailor your message to a bigger audience. And if they don't respond to one message, you've got to optimize your processes until you do have a message that you're getting as many people as could possibly respond from the traffic that you've got responding in a profitable way. You want to learn to utilize your traffic and learn more about how to get traffic and how to optimize it. But I'm going to tell you something, and some of you aren't going to believe me, but I want you to trust me on this, and I want you to think about it and just keep it in your mind. Optimizing traffic is way more important and valuable than learning how to get traffic. Getting traffic is actually easy. Optimizing traffic is actually where all the hard mental work comes in, and where you're going to make all your money. So it's not the traffic you get, it's optimizing that traffic in order to work in the right way with the right groups of people. So that's number 5, is learning how to utilize traffic. Now number 6 is you want to take your content and your blog post and take that and move it across different modalities. Now I know this content might be a little bit complex for some of you today, and that's perfectly fine, because this is really designed for people that want to be great at blogging. And if you just continue watching, you're going to understand these concepts over the next year, even if you've never done anything like it, because I want to teach you how to be an expert and how to make money doing what you want to do with your life and help you build a life that you want. So what I mean different modalities, I mean this blog, for example, this is a video blog post, right? This is one modality to create content. So I've got a video on a page and I've got an opt-in and I've got comments, right? This is one kind of content. What's another kind of content? You'd have a podcast, right? You could take the audio, you could make a podcast. Another thing you could do is you can go get a transcription of the videos that you do. If you do videos and you're free flowing, like this video is actually free flowing, right? And so with this video, in order to take this and turn it into a written post, I would need to get it transcribed. Well, I could go use a service like YouTube, upload this to YouTube. YouTube has AI transcription software and it does it for free. Or I could have a human being transcribe it, but truthfully, Google does it about as good as a human being now, right? And it's free. Just upload your video, it does it for you, right? So you could actually get a transcription and turn it into a written blog post that gets indexed differently in the search engines. That would be another modality of getting traffic. Another thing that you could do is you could take the written content that you have and find a way to turn it into retargeting ads and get people to your website. And the great thing about content is this, is that the more ways you use it, the more traffic you get and the more people you'll actually reach, because people are just using different services on the internet and they're just looking at different things. Some people look more at photos, some people look more at videos, some people look more at short videos, some people like long videos. Like for me, I don't like short videos. However, a giant section of the market really likes short videos, so it makes no sense for me to not make short videos for that big section of the market, because those are people that I want to serve and I like them and I like doing business with them, right? And I like it when they pay me for stuff and I like transforming their lives and giving them value, so it makes sense, right? So you want to take whatever you're creating and build systems to move that across different modalities. And when you do that, every time you take your content, you move it to a different modality, you're going to expand your traffic reach. For example, you could take the same content, you can make a YouTube show, you could make a podcast, you could turn it into a Facebook presence that you manage like a media brand. You could take that and you could turn it into a PDF that you syndicate on PDF networks. And you could also take that and you could build backlinks to it through value-based community forum posts, and you could do all sorts of things with your content that you create. So creating content is like 20%, and how you actually move it across the internet is like 80%, and that goes into smart syndication. But it's not just syndication, it's also taking your content and repurposing it, and that's what I mean when I say move it across different modalities. That makes sense. So that's step number 6, and I'll repeat these at the end. Now, step number 7, you want to build apostles, not fans. Fans are cool, don't get me wrong. Fans, people that cheer for you, people that think you're awesome, they're really cool. So what's the difference between an apostle and a fan? Well, Jesus took 12 people and he turned it into a couple billion over a couple thousand years, right? A fan is somebody who says, woohoo, you're the best, right? And they leave it at that. And so if you turn your following, your community that you're creating in your blog into people that actually go out there and evangelize your message and share it with the marketplace, then you're taking one visitor, you're turning it into 100,000. So you're multiplying your traffic through the people and how you're serving them. And how do you do that? Serve your people well, right? And whatever your market you're in, and that might mean different things, right? So for example, if you're in the coaching market and you're really great at selling the coaching, but you're not good at delivering it, right? You're not going to generate apostles from that. If you're building a network marketing organization and you're not consistent in something, you're not going to generate apostles from that. And if you're building a blog and you're not consistent with it and you're not creating success stories from it, you're not going to create apostles from that. You want to take whatever you're doing and empower people to take the message and to share it in the marketplace, because then you're maximizing traffic. This goes into a principle of traffic maximization that I was talking about a little bit earlier, where you want to take every visitor you got and maximize what you can produce. That's not just retargeting, that's not just email follow-up, that's not just utilizing your data in the right way to communicate in a way that gives people value. This is also taking the leads that you're getting and turning them into apostles because you're giving so much value. Like a lot of people, they just take these episodes, they share them for free because they're like, I have paid a lot of money for this stuff and not learned anything like this. And that's the truth. We give this for free, and the reason we do it is because we create rapport, because our products are actually even better than this. And so does that make sense? You want to take your traffic and turn it into apostles that share your message and turn few into many, and that's how you create lots of traffic from communities. That's how Facebook create their traffic, that's how Google does it, that's how all the biggest networks do it. Now, number 8 is this. You want to make your system better and think in systems. I've talked about thinking in systems a lot, but it takes a long time for people to get this, and this is also a different context. What do I mean by system? A system is any process, any piece of technology, any piece of automation, any sort of robot technology or automation tech, like an autoresponder or like automated follow-up or people that work together following certain checklists in order to take a process and expand it and make it more effective. So in other words, if you are just haphazardly creating things and you don't have a process behind that, the problem with that is that that's entirely dependent on your mood and how charismatic you feel at the time or how knowledgeable you are at the time. However, if you're doing things in systems, it allows you to progressively take what you're doing and expand it and expand the reach in front of more people, in front of more audience, and with more financial resources and with more people as you grow. So in other words, if you take a part of your income and you reinvest it into systems and processes that expand your business through, for example, paid traffic systems, through people systems, that would be like a person who's sitting there and managing your Facebook, through syndication systems or people or groups of people that take your content and move it across different networks, through affiliate systems, through our community. You take your time, your energy, you take a percentage of what you're doing and you reinvest it back into your system, you're going to massively improve your traffic. And you got to learn to think like that. Investing in your business is not spending money. Investing in your business is keeping your business in growth mode, which is the only way to keep it alive. Because businesses are like human beings. When they stop growing, they start dying, right? And that's the truth with your mind, it's the truth with your body, it's the truth with your heart, and it's the truth with your business. You got to keep growing your business will start to die. Now, number 9, this is really important, especially if you want to create a following in apostles. You got to live the good life, right? Nobody likes to listen to somebody that's miserable, right? That's not doing what they want, you know? I've had some people come at me because I post a lot of Kung Fu videos and stuff like that on Facebook, and it's a weird hobby that I've got. I like doing Kung Fu, right? I train my security guard. I fly a Kung Fu master over from Italy a couple times a year. Probably this next year I'll bring him out 3 or 4 times. And here's the reality of that, okay? I like to do that, and I like to do it because I like to do it. It's a passion that I've got, and it's just something that I like. I'm not a professional fighter. It's not how I make money. I just like it. But that's part of me living the good life, right? It's me following my dreams because it's something that I've always wanted to do. And if you talk to my friends growing up, they'll tell you, yeah, I've always wanted to study that martial art and do this and practice like this, and I've never been able to do it. And the internet business empowered me to do it. So it's part of my story. You want to do whatever it is that empowers you, and as to some extent share that with the marketplace to demonstrate that you're able to do the things that you want to do. All right, you want to live the good life. You don't want to just be sitting in front of a computer all the time. It's fine to go through 3 months, 6 months, 9 months sitting in front of a computer for intense bursts, as long as you're taking care of yourself. But that's not the good life. That's not what people want. And you want to be a walking demonstration of what people want. That's actually part of your business, because that's what people want. And if you got it, they're going to want to learn from you, even if you're less technical than somebody else, because the less technical person might not have the good life. You want to live the good life. That's number 9. Number 10, here's the biggest part. Teach others to do the same. Share your knowledge. Don't hold back. The reality is that if you share your knowledge, will people knock you off? Sure. Will people bash you and then pretend they didn't learn from you? Yeah. Could you have fear of all sorts of issues? Yes. But if you withhold your knowledge, what you're really withholding is your love of people. What you're really withholding is your ability to create apostles. How could you empower an apostle? And I'm saying apostles, if you think that's a religious term, just change it, right? I'm talking about a tactical term of a person who's empowered to be a leader and share your message with the marketplace, like the apostles did. That's where the word comes from. So here's the reality, right? You got to teach people your knowledge. I actually want to make people better than me, right? That's a goal I've always got. I want to make them better, faster than me. If I'm teaching Kung Fu, I want to make that person better than I was, faster than I was, and I have to stay good to keep up, right? It's a way better way of teaching because it forces me to increase my skill. If I'm going to surround myself with people, I want to give people methods and techniques to skip time, to shorten the learning curve, and to become better. Teach others to do the same, right? Now, if you follow those 10 steps, you need to listen to this audio a few times, it's going to change your life and your business, right? So what are they again? Number 1, consistent message. Number 2, you want to have consistency in posting content. Number 3, you want to have smart promotional strategies that get smarter. Number 4, you want to maximize conversions. Number 5, you want to utilize traffic. Number 6, you want to move that across all possible modalities, online and offline. Number 7, you want to build apostles, not fans. Number 8, you want to make your system better. Number 9, you want to live the good life. And number 10, be a good person, live in the good life, and teach others to do the same. That is my message today, my friends. Leave me a thought with how this changed your thinking, and come back and listen every day. If you listen to this every day, here's my promise to you. I will help you be better. I'll help you earn more. I'll help you create better systems. I'll help you think better. I'll help you make more money. I will do it. If you're going to be consistent with me, I'll be consistent with you. And like what I like to say to people is this: if you are not living in the beaches of the world with me in 5 years, it's not because I left you, it's because you left me. And I'll promise you this: We're going to go out there and build an awesome team this year of people that are going to go out there and win big. And if you really want to align yourself with a big group of people, here's what you got to do next. Number one, put your email in, claim your bonuses on the next page after you leave me your comment, because we're going to send you something for free if you win the comment contest, which we have every day. On the next page, though, I'm going to give you an opportunity to learn how to work with us to create an empire. Now, when you do that, you're going to have some bonuses on that next page to help you implement. This is part of being in the team. If we want to work together and create something great, what you need to do is on the next page, watch that video, take action on those steps, get your bonuses, and then I'm going to show you step by step how to construct the life that you want. If you really want to work with us, you're going to have an opportunity to do that. But this is a rare moment in time, my friend, and you've got to take action right now. Put your email in. I'll see you in the next page, and I'm looking forward to helping you live the good life with us, because that's what it's all about, isn't it? Giving you a hug with my mind right now. And by the way, I'm blinking at the same time. I'll see you at the next page.